Erie News Now has noticed a recent jump in rescue calls for drug overdose cases. So we took this a little bit further, did a little digging, and learned that those calls are the result of a deadly trend of the drug fentanyl mixed with other drugs. Our Lisa Adams has been looking into this, and Lisa joins us now live from our alert desk. Lisa, State Police, the coroner's office in Erie County, they're both tracking this trend. What more did you find out earlier today?
Good evening again, Eva. They are, and they're concerned, and so are parents who are impacted by loss. Basically, they say people buying and using drugs have no idea what they're getting. But the statistics show that 80% of the time, you can bet there's fentanyl mixed in, and it can kill in seconds.
Fentanyl is still the #1 killer, and that's increasing every single year.
Seasoned Erie County coroner Lyle Cook has seen it all, but he's troubled by fentanyl creeping into the majority of drug deaths, lately laced into cocaine and methamphetamine.
It's incredibly disconcerting to see how much fentanyl there is, and I've often said I don't understand why they would sell people fentanyl knowing that it's going to kill them.
Pennsylvania State Police are seeing the same trend in the drug deaths that they investigate.
It is very deadly, and unfortunately, 23% of the overdose cases that we go to do result in death. So we're talking about a quarter of the overdose cases that we end up at, and fentanyl is usually involved within those cases.
Trooper Hackey tells me the mix might be lethal for even a hardened drug user, but for a beginner?
But unfortunately, when you have somebody doesn't have that tolerance built up and they get that same kind of drug that's delivered to them, that's when it becomes a fatal dose for them.
Erie County Coroner Lyle Cook tells me that of 102 drug deaths investigated last year, many of the people had lethal levels of multiple drugs in their system. But fentanyl figured in 80% of those deaths. Already this year, 22 drug deaths, and that pattern is continuing.
We have methamphetamine, fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamine, fentanyl, and that's just the first 5.
Cook's advice when he speaks to groups, just say no.
I tell them if you take fentanyl, you're going to die. There's no wiggle room. You're going to die.
That's pretty clear. At drug death scenes, police tell me they try to gather as much information and evidence as they can to try to build a drug delivery resulting in death case, but those cases are pretty hard to prove. There were a couple of successful prosecutions in Erie County Court last year. State Police are planning a public drug education program coming up this summer. We'll keep you posted on the details. Live at the Alert Desk, Lisa Adams, Erie News Now.
All right, Lisa, thanks so much.